everybody, welcome back to another episode of Hop Takes here on Milwaukee Beer Review. As always, I'm Josh.
And I'm Ross.
And tonight we are bringing you a couple of different beers from a local brewery here in the Milwaukee area called Eagle Park. Now, we've done a few things from Eagle Park in the past, one of our favorite breweries in the area, do some really unique, interesting stuff there, all the way from kind of your traditional ales and lagers all the way up through crazy big beers. They've recently started barrel aging. They do slushy beers and they do milkshake IPAs really well. There's just always something new to try when you go hit up Eagle Park. Ross, what's kind of your thoughts on them? I know you've kind of been a big fan of them as well.
Yeah, no, I mean, you hit the nail on the head. I mean, there's always such great variety when you go there. One thing I really like they do is they kind of do they'll do a specific beer and they'll just kind of keep doing different varieties of it and kind of playing different flavors with it, whether it's different fruit additives, different coffee additives, whatever it may be. I think the biggest thing, and you kind of already mentioned it, was their milkshake IPAs. In my opinion, they're second to none that I've had. They've
Really
somehow perfected that, and it's just so well done. And they just do so many crazy flavors. It just worked. It's not like just throwing something to the wall and seeing what sticks. Like everything I've had from them is just really, really delicious. So
yeah, and now that we've hyped up their milkshake IPAs, we're not going to try one here in this video. So let's dive right in. We try to get to their locations whenever we can. They've got a location in downtown Milwaukee. They've got a great new location in Muskego. That's where I just was with my wife Jenny on Monday. And that's where I picked up this. So this is something new that they just recently released. This is called Rudie Can't Fail. So I'm assuming this is in reference to what's that football movie? Rudy? Oh yeah, it's called Rudy. I don't know if that's what this is about or not. I didn't really look into it. It is spelled differently. It's IE versus Y.
Yeah.
So maybe I just said that and made myself look like a double idiot. But this is this is a unique beer. So this is a bourbon barrel aged Imperial Porter with coffee and Wisconsin maple syrup added. So this is right up my alley. I haven't had a porter in quite a while, so I'm kind of excited to try this. And I don't know if I've had a porter from Eagle Park before.
I haven't.
So guessing this is going to pour nice and dark. Yeah, that is pretty dark. If you look at kind of it's definitely a dark brown. It's not jet black see-through. Decent amount of carbonation on that, even though we're not getting a lot of head. Decent amount of carbonation. This is a 10.5% beer from an ABV perspective. That's high, but it's not crazy high, right? Compared to some of the stuff we've had here on the channel. So not crazy. Looking at it in the light over here, yeah, definitely a dark brown color to that with literally no head. Decent lacing around the glass. Let's get a little nose on it. Oof. Yeah, it's kind of a tie for the notes on the nose. I'm definitely getting bourbon on the nose, and for sure coffee. Those are the two prominent notes here. And maple syrup behind all of that. So it's really, I think the two prominent characters on the nose are bourbon and coffee, and then tailing behind that is the maple syrup, as described on the can. So let's try this thing out. Did you have a question?
Nope. Go ahead. No.
You looked like you did. Okay. Oh. Oh yeah. That's really good. You definitely got kind of those roasty characters a bit from the porter, but the prominent notes actually on the palate, what lingers actually is the bourbon and the maple syrup. The coffee kind of dissipates out the back end of the beer, but front end is definitely a healthy combination of the bourbon and coffee, very similar to the nose, and then out the back end of this beer is maple syrup and bourbon. It's not a strong bourbon, like not a crazy bourbon bite or anything like that. It's very smooth, very drinkable. about a medium to heavy mouthfeel on this too. The carbonation bubbles are definitely there. Way more than you'd get on like a stout, right? So an imperial stout where it's kind of, you've got that more creamy, less carbonated character to it. This has got a little bit more of the carbonation bubbles, which kind of gives it a little bit different mouthfeel from that perspective. But I don't know why I would expect anything different, but Eagle Park knocked it out of the park. Haha, here again. So this is really solid. They still have this at the brewery. I just picked this up a few days ago. So pick one up if you can. This is well worth it if you're into porters.
Being a porter, are you getting any of that smoky characteristic? I know you said roasty, but is there some of that there that normally you get with that?
It's not super heavy. You can tell there's like a bit of a like smoky roastiness to this. I don't know. Part of that could be the bourbon barrel as well. It could be the aging in the barrel, but it's not heavy on that smoked porter side at all.
Okay. All right. No, sounds good. That's definitely something I'm gonna need to head over there. So
yeah, it's good.
So I am going a completely different side of this, and I am drinking their Raspberry Cheesecake Incident. So this was actually, I believe, a Black Friday release that came out this year. I don't know if they still have any left there. I'd be kind of surprised if they did. But this is a raspberry vanilla inspired Berliner style Weiss ale. So it's got a raspberry vanilla, graham cracker, and cheesecake flavoring. So think about it as raspberry cheesecake. It comes in at 6%. So Berliner style beers tend to be lower ABV. So 6% where you expect that. So let's get this poured out.
Last time I was in Three Cellars here in Menominee Falls, I did still see some on the shelf with their Eagle Park collection. So you may still be able to find this.
So pours out exactly what you'd expect. Kind of that, like, it's hard to see. The lighting isn't all that great, but on my end, it looks kind of pours like a milkshake IPA. It's real thick. It's real. It's not transparent at all. It's got that pinkish, purplish color to it. A little bit of head. The head's nice and pink and everything. But this is supposed to be a little tart. It's gonna be sweet and tart and everything with the Berliner style. Let's get a little nose on it. I mean, you can smell like the vanilla and the creaminess too, and then you get that little bit of sweetness with the raspberry, which is really well done. Like, I know we said we're not doing a milkshake IPA. This is relatively close. It really is with what Eagle Park does. Even smells like one.
That lactose, probably that lactose in there.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not getting much of the graham cracker, which, if I'm being blunt, I'm happy. I'm not a big fan when I taste that graham cracker if it adds a little subtlety on the flavor, but it smells exactly how you want it to. So, cheers.
Cheers, buddy.
So, the sweetness of the raspberry is right there up front, and then the vanilla and everything just kind of takes over. It's a really full body, and it's kind of a roller coaster of flavors. And there's that slight bit of graham cracker right at the end. It's actually just like the right amount to kind of like really give you the full cheesecake flavor and feeling to it. And you just get, as you drink it, you just get so much raspberry on the nose. It just really adds to the flavor, adds to the full body of the palate. It's really well done. I mean, it's always fun. It's always interesting to have breweries that say, this is what I'm going to make and this is how it's going to taste. And they hit every single flavor on that. To hit all four flavorings across the board is really well done. This is I like to say it's a dessert beer, but you can really drink this any time. Might be a little thick in the middle of summer, but right now, this time of year, it's fantastic. It's really well done.
Nice change of pace for this time of year versus a lot of the darker stuff that folks are drinking and putting out.
Exactly.
For sure.
Yeah, if you guys have seen this out and about wherever you guys go, if you're seeing it's at Three Cellars, I'd venture bet probably at Discount and potentially Total Wine as well right now. Yeah. Definitely grab it. It's really good. And it's just it's hard to put into words. I mean, it really does hit all the flavorings. It's really surprising when you actually drink this.
Yeah, I've had that, and you're dead on. It tastes like cheesecake. It really does. They nail some of those unique style beers like that. So, what would you rate it? What would you rate it on Untappd?
That is a good question. If I'm looking at this one on Untappd, I'm probably gonna go 4.25. I think that's where it deserves right there.
It's a good beer. I feel spoiled on mine, like just from the number of bourbon barrel aged stouts and bourbon barrel aged and spirit aged beers we've had lately, that this doesn't quite make it up to a 4.25 for me. This is a 4 beer for me. I think it's still really, really good. That's mostly because, like, if I hadn't had a bourbon barrel aged beer in a while, this might hit a little heavier for me. But I've had so many good ones lately that this just doesn't quite meet that mark, which is actually good because it's giving me more room to compare. But I would probably put this up at a 4 beer. I think it's really well done. It's really solid. It earns that. So
I like how you're trying to justify giving a score a 4 out of 5. You know, it's like
yeah, right. Well, I mean, it's a darn good beer. It's really good. Like, you know, but yeah, you heard me. I said my thing. So, all right. So good stuff. This is another episode of Hop Takes. Lots more of these coming where this came from right here on YouTube. So check out more of our episodes. We've got main episodes coming out every week. We've got episodes in the Hop Take series. We've got other random episodes coming out random times of the week. So you gotta like, comment, and hit that subscribe button to get notifications as all of that randomness comes out on the channel. So thanks for watching. We appreciate all of you, and we'll see you in a future episode.
Thanks, everyone.